Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Transport, representing the Minister for Roads. Can the Minister confirm what is the cost of the 2 kilometre stretch of road that RMS has recommended as Corridor 9, which will join Remembrance Driveway and Picton Road, known as the Picton Bypass? Can the Minister provide, if no exact costings have been done, the estimate RMS has come up with for the project after millions have been spent on planning for the last 35 years for the same recommended bypass?
Minister.
Thank you, Speaker, and I want to thank the member for Wollondilly for her question, because I know, and I'm sure members of this House know, that the Picton Bypass is a key project and a priority for her and for her community. We know that building a bypass like this isn't cheap and will cost taxpayers some hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why this project, like other projects, are currently part of the Australian Government Infrastructure Review. What has been made clear to us, though, on coming into government is that those opposite left us with a massive infrastructure backlog across Western Sydney and across south-western Sydney. The fact is, Speaker, that the former Liberal government let development rip in Western Sydney, in south-western Sydney, and they didn't build or deliver with that growth the essential services that are needed, the infrastructure that people need. And those communities are left asking, where are the roads, where are the schools, the hospitals, the transport services to support that increase in population? We need the infrastructure that they were promised. I understand that that's what the member has been hearing from her community, but the fact is those opposite left them unfunded. In fact, yesterday, Speaker, I spoke about the fact that our bus task force revealed that while those opposite promised that the savings from privatisation would be spent on bus growth, instead they were quietly banked away, not spent on the communities that needed those essential services. So, Speaker, those opposite might have taken the people for Wollondilly for granted, but our government isn't going to take this lightly. We are going to meet the commitments that we have made and also make sure that we are listening to those communities. We know the Picton community want to see this bypass built, and that's why I'm very pleased to inform the member that planning will continue and funding for the Picton bypass will be included in next week's budget on Tuesday. The proposed bypass will provide an alternative route for motorists, including heavy vehicles linking Thelmere to Tarmore with the Hume Highway via Picton Road. And now the aim of this project is to reduce the number of vehicles travelling through Picton Town Centre, to reduce travelling times and improve reliability and also enforce safety for road users. It will also aim to improve the resilience of the road network in emergency events like floods, like fires. The member has also asked what was previously undertaken in relation to the road, and I am advised that $3 million was provided to Transport for New South Wales in 2018 to investigate options for a future bypass for Picton. 4 corridors were presented to the community in December 2020.
Member for Wollondilly. Additional 2 minutes is granted.
Thank you, Speaker. In December 2020 through the Picton Bypass Strategic Corridors Option Report. This report identified option 9 as the preferred corridor. A consultation report was released during August 2021 and responded to the 55 submissions received between December 2020 and February 2021. Speaker, this report also identified that Transport for New South Wales will prepare a strategic business case as part of the government's framework for making and prioritising infrastructure investment decisions. Wollondilly Shire Council was briefed on the Picton Bypass and Picton Road upgrade early in April this year. We will continue to listen to the community and keep them up to date as progresses on this project. And we know, as the member well knows, that Wollondilly Shire is changing very quickly. And as Sydney grows, what was once a rural agricultural community is becoming denser and more suburban. And that's good, that more people want to move to Wollondilly. It's a great place to live, as the member will obviously attest to. But that growth can't happen on its own. Now, our government will work to make sure that communities get the infrastructure and the essential services that they need. We will continue our work on the Picton Bypass. We are funding these essential infrastructure services for the west and southwest of Sydney.
Member for Monera.